welcome back to Learn to Ride. Today we're going to delve into the world of motorcycle gear, both what is strongly recommended to wear and most importantly, what are the legal requirements that you should wear on the road. The world of motorcycle gear is large, and as a new rider you're probably going, what am I really looking at? So let's start with the simplicities. From a legal point of view, unfortunately you're only required to wear just a helmet, but we strongly recommend that you include alongside your helmet gloves, protective jacket, protective trousers and protective footwear. Let's start with the helmet first of all. You need a legally approved helmet, which will be ECE 2206. Okay, now you can find that by either looking at the back of the helmet, and it will have a little sticker, okay, which will quite clearly say ECE 2206, or on the two straps that tighten the helmet and fasten the helmet together, there'll be a little white label, and it will have an E in a circle with a number. That E stands for that certification. The number is just the country of origin from the helmet. The other legal requirement for a helmet, just like when you get in a car, you have to fasten your seatbelt up. You make sure your helmet itself is fastened up before you ride away. Okay, that's the legals required from a helmet. There are many different styles of helmets. The main three: get your full face helmet, offers you the most protection. Okay, but some people can find them a little bit claustrophobic. So your next closest comparison would be the full face helmet that flips up at the front or goes all the way to the back. That would be classed as a flip helmet or a modular helmet. Very good safety rating because it can still close into a full face helmet, but ultimately there's still that potential weak spot in the event of a large accident as opposed to a full face helmet. The third and final main style of helmet as a group would be your open face helmet. Okay, it offers the least amount of protection, usually just a bit of a style icon thing, to be honest with you. Okay, and it's the one that I personally would recommend the least. There are many different materials within helmets, but the main sort of thing to look at when you're looking at your helmet is go to a shop, try one on. I'm sure many of you out there have different brands of clothing, different brands of shoes that are all different sizes. A helmet, after all, is a bit of a specialised piece of clothing. So a different manufacturer may have a different head shape or head size. So you may end up being a medium in one, a large in another. The only way to find that out is to go to a shop, try one on. Okay, you can also make sure the helmet fits you properly then. If the helmet is too small, it can cause compression issues, headaches, migraines, which can affect your vision. Obviously, big safety aspect there. And if the helmet is too loose, one, you run the risk of it not even working properly and coming off in an accident, but two, the extra movement within the helmet can cause further injury. So please make sure your helmet fits properly. Moving on to your clothing aspects, okay, again, quite a big world out there. You get two main clothing groups. You get the traditional biker leather, and then you get a group called textile. Textile will cover a number of different materials, from a soft shell jacket, through to denim, through to the armoured hoodies, armoured shirts. They all come under that textile group. For a protection basis, leather is usually the most recommended. Better for abrasion when you're sliding along the road, and better for impact because it's a bit of a tighter fitting material. However, textile offers a very good protection rating as well. It's just a little bit looser. So you'll see most of your instructors in that, and most motorcyclists nowadays, more comfortable to walk in, tends to come with a waterproof base layer, a lot of them do, and they tend to be a little bit warmer as well, depending on which climate you're in. You can also provide a mesh version, which are a little bit cooler for the summer. Regarding the two materials, you're looking for a certain base safety rating. So you get two armour ratings two safety ratings in your clothing. You get CE approval, which is your armour rating. Now you get CE 1, 2 and 3, 1 being the lower level, 2 being mid, 3 being the higher. You also then get A, AA and AAA rated. That is your abrasion safety rating. So how long it will withstand sliding along the road in an unfortunate scenario. Again, A being the most basic, AA being your mid, AAA being your higher. Gloves and boots, you want to just look for the main forms of protection. Knuckle protection You can find gloves that keep your little finger and these fingers together. A little bit uncomfortable to get used to begin with, but it stops that little finger potentially being pulled apart. You want something that supports you around the wrist and does up tight so the glove can't come off in the event of an accident, and something with double or triple stitching and some padding on the base layer of your hand. Your footwear, keep it simple. Protect the ankles, sturdy heel support, sturdy toe support, and where possible, try and stay away from laces. They're not the end of the world, but if you can get something with a clip or something where the laces will click into a top strap to remove that risk, a lace getting caught around a chain, around a foot peg, it's the better option to go for. Just remember, with regards to your bike safety gear, the size of your bike is irrelevant. 30 miles an hour on a 125 is the same as 30 miles an hour on a 600, a big 1000, big 1200, big 1500. The results will still be the same. So please don't buy your safety gear based on what size capacity your bike is. The majority of these bikes will still do all of the legal limits within the UK. So just prepare yourself for all eventualities. Some of the things to consider when approaching for your CBT itself of what to wear. Obviously, first of all, just check with your school what they do or don't provide, but a minimum standard should be jeans and ankle boots. Where required, you may need to provide jackets and gloves yourself, but a lot of schools will provide stuff for you at that level. Okay, so check before you go there. Something else to consider when buying gear, security on your bike. It's something that a lot of us overlook. Disc locks, wheel locks, brake locks, all things that are well worth investing in, just to help keep your pride and joy safe when you park it up on the side of the road. So you're all caught up with all the different types of motorcycle gear that you can go out and buy. Just remember, guys, the size of the bike doesn't matter with what you're going to wear. Dress appropriately for all times. If there's any other questions or queries, if there's some type of gear that I haven't quite touched on that you've seen online or in a shop and you're a bit curious about, drop us a comment below and we'll go over that subject for you as well.